Hello, so this is the week 2 lab microscopy and metric system walkthrough. Okay, so you'll see your stuff will look basically like this. You won't have the faculty materials, but you'll have the lab formatted, which you'll click and enter your answers into. And then you will have the rubric that you also then follow. Lucky, behave. Okay, dog is talking. By now, hopefully you have your kit because it's going to start to become important to do this stuff. Down here you'll have my note on sharing observation tables. It'll just tell you don't have to. You won't get an S for it, but it will help to make sure everybody's on track. It'll just kind of give you like a, oh thank God I'm not the only one who got those results. Okay, let me open the, let's go through the rubric first. Okay, so the rubrics are all kind of standard. As you can see, there's going to be a point for observations, a point for exercises, if each exercise, and half a point for lab summary. Then you'll have a half a point for having your citations and everything there. Make sure you have it all there. Cite somebody. I guess I didn't scream at you for not citing somebody in this one, but I will complain. I will complain. So make sure it's all there. And remember, it's due on the end of Sunday. Okay? Now let's go look at the other one. Okay, if I pause for a second, it's going to be because I'm checking the answer sheet while I walk you through this. So if I miss anything, hopefully I'll catch it on that one. So you'll create your title page here, name of the lab, your name, course number, date spelled out, right? We scroll down. You're going to have your first observation tables. When you do this, it would be nice if you share this information so everyone knows they go on track. If you don't want to, you do not have to. It just helps to make sure everybody's on track, okay? And it's just basically a system. Here we go. When you look at your microscope, it should make pretty good sense and you can just follow. Then we're going to convert things from whatever into the various versions of metric, right? You need to have an answer for each little thing, so each unit. Then we figure out a length of something. And you'll put an answer for what is a centimeter, what is it for a meter. I don't think you have to do anything for B. You don't. For C, you're going to do some conversions. So say what the object is that you randomly picked. What's the length in centimeters, millimeters, meters, right? Remember, centimeter is kind of around an inch. Millimeters really tiny. Meters about floor to waist height. So if you have a lot of meters and not much centimeters, something went wrong. You can cheat and probably find out how to do these conversions through an online source. Don't care. Just do whatever works the best. It's just a matter of moving decimal points. Then we have volume. And it was going to talk about why it's important to do stuff. Never drop chemicals by the mouth. Please be careful. Oh my God. Weight. Like what things should we be using? Why do you have to tear your bag before you add your sugar? Does it make you think of the recycling center? The weight of the bag, how to do conversions for temperature, because everything is like in Fahrenheit in our world, but Celsius is more standardized scientifically. And then they're gonna have the try out warm and cold water and have your temperatures. Here we go. Now we're going to do the questions, and then here you're going to say, so how would you measure these things? So are you going to be using like a scale, a ruler, a thermometer, a beaker, what works, right? It may require some creativity. It's fun. Okay, and then we talk about different units, so it's kind of what you did before. And here's, common kitchen things into metric. Metric is so much better. Or the other way around. And some temperatures. Then we'll talk about metric versus English. This sounds like a really good place to cite somebody, doesn't it? How would you weigh something? Go step by step. Make sure you actually count in all the steps. And then what are the steps here? And then microscopy, so exercise 2. I know, it seems like they take forever. They do. Let me scroll down my answer key. Okay, So what does it mean it's a different zooms, different lens? What's equivalent? Show your work. Here's what a scanning electron means. What's the equivalent? Parts, you don't do it until A, so you're going to have a thing here. What's the power? Then B, you're all okay until we get to E. And then we have another question. What's the power? What's its power? So you just answer the questions. In here, you're going to just list, just like answer right after it, what the different parts are. There should be a picture, I believe, in the text as well as the manual for this, the lab manual, so it shouldn't be so bad. And then parts that aren't included on this. So what things do you know about your microscope that just weren't listed above? You should be able to come up with a couple of them. It's focusing. Why do we do it a certain way? You will have a letter E. You should have a letter E in your lab kit. So check your slides, and you should see one that's called like E. And that will make life so much easier. Then we go down to, it looks like E here, and then you draw whatever. You can do this by taking a picture of, like, you could just hand draw it and then put a picture in here. You can play around with Word to get it to do what you see. Whatever works the best. I'm lazy and always do pictures, but you know, then we answer what happened. Total magnification calculations. Here's another table that we would fill out. So just fill it out. It's basically a repeat of the previous table. Just stick it in here too. And then the diameter. Put all that junk in again. And record. Oh, this is your thread one. You do your threads. See how to which one's on top. Then say what you saw. An animal cell. You have a prepared one in your thing, your kit, right? So locate the different parts of your cell. What are we up to? We're up to here. And then this is one where you could draw it again using Word, the different, what did I say, the insert shapes, but I would just draw it on a piece of paper, take a picture, and then just shrink it to fit. So you would insert your picture. You can insert it through the pictures tool, or I would upload to your computer so you see it, do like a Control-C of it, stick it in here. Once you get it, you'll have a picture window, and then you can crop it. You'll do the same thing with the plant, same concept, okay? And make sure you label stuff, because see, it says make a drawing and label for both things. So don't just give me a drawing of cell, label the parts. Thank you. And it's going to say, why do they count the columns? What do you have based on that? What is it? What are the differences that you saw? So you don't need a citation. What is this? How does the difference dictate the form of the organism? So why does a plant look like a plant? Why does an animal look like an animal based on what you saw in the cells? So when you have these little changes and the tiny, how does that affect the big? Then discussions. What is the purpose of staining stuff? Should make sense. And then here's what type of microscope are you going to use? It's probably going to be electron dissection compound, one of those choices. So what makes a sense? So you have to think about, like, how big is it to what you need to see. Does it list the options? No. Okay. Then we have, so what's the type of beam? I would be really tempted to do this one first and then go up here, because then you'll be like, oh, like it does this, it has this range. This is an example of a viewable specimen, and they'll be like, oh, well, that viewable specimen is kind of like a chloroplast, or that viewable specimen is kind of like a cell. And then the laboratory summary, you just fill it in. Okay, so hopefully that helped. Just make sure you use complete sentences, have a reference section, and cite something, because you'll make me happy. Fill everything out, share your tables if you feel comfortable doing that. Just let everybody know if they're on the right track. Again, I love to review a draft, and as I noted, I do have the answer sheet, so I can tell you if you went off somewhere and why, or how you might get back on track. Okay, I hope this helps. Bye.